this is televised also. So if you don't think the crowd's big, they have a closed circuit system, so this will be on their closed circuit.
It's a smile.
Yeah, it's a smile. Yeah, don't pick your nose.
Is it a pay-per-view or?
Yeah, maybe pay-per-view.
We get 10% of each contract.
Every 10 cents we get paid.
Oh, okay.
It's 7 o'clock and we're ready to start. I welcome you all to come. I'm glad you're all here to listen to these doctors, the auscultation brass. The word auscultation means to listen to, so you're here to listen to them play. One little short story about Dr. Rothacker, the second one over there. About 25 years ago, I had my own office, so I was the owner, so I was the manager, and the freezing rain was forecasted. So I told my office manager, I said I would step outside and see if it was too icy to go to work. Well, I stepped outside and my feet flew out from under me and I landed on my right shoulder. After 2 months, when it wouldn't stop hurting, I saw Dr. Rothacker, and he repaired my shoulder, and it's worked fine ever since. So if he's as good a musician as he was a doctor, then he's pretty good. So without further ado, I'll turn it over to Dr. Rothacker and the auscultation brass.
Thanks.
Enjoy.
Give you 3 beats. Just 3 beats. Yep. 1, 2, 3.
grab the mic. Thank you very much. We are delighted to be back at Landis Homes, and we opened up with a medley of George M. Cohen numbers. So he dates back in the 20s and the 30s and 40s. You don't remember those, but I'm sure maybe your parents did. And actually, the last time we performed at Landis Homes, it may have been when your parents were here, because it's been probably 25 years ago that we were last here, and we were tickled to get the invite, and it came about because of Dr. Moeller. We belong to a group of retired physicians called the Grumps. Okay? Now, the Grumps are the gratefully retired, unemployed medical physicians and surgeons. And we get together once a month at Oregon Dairy and have breakfast. And I have to tell you, what we have for breakfast was the stuff that we wouldn't let you have. And it was with that connection that Harold said, we have to get the Auscultation brass back here. So we are delighted to be here. We're not quite in full numbers today with doctors on call and on vacation and things, but we are fully instrumented. And for our next number, and of course, I'm Dr. Gerald Rothacker. We are all going to introduce ourselves tonight. And for our next number, we're going to do a Giovanni Gabrieli Canzone number 4. Now, he was an Italian composer, late 16th century into the 17th century. And in Italy, you know, we think of the Germans as being the Baroque composers, but it sort of started with the Italian Renaissance. And this one is entitled Canzone number 4. Canzone in Italian is song. So he's a terrific composer, but not especially creative with his naming of his songs. Song number 4.
Give you 2 measures. 2 measures. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Good evening. My name's Bob Belson, and I have the pleasure of introducing the next number. The next number has 3 movements, and it is a musical faux pas, as some hoity-toity musical people know, to clap in between the movements. Well, we up here practice more more medicine than music, so we're going to take a break in between each movement. So, you know, if you feel inclined to clap, that'd be great. I was always taught at a young age that it's always important to learn something new every day. So this piece is going to be a bit of a vocab number for you. So the first word of the night is otolaryngology. And otolaryngology happens to be what I practice. I'm an ear, nose, and throat doctor. So, you know, if you haven't heard of otolaryngology, don't worry, you will not be asked how to spell it on the way out. But that is vocab word number 2. If you knew the word otolaryngology, I have a second word for you, and that word would be chaconne. And the first movement of the piece that we're playing is called chaconne, and it is a composition in slow triple time, so you'll hear some 3 beats put together, and it's over repeated bass themes. So keep your ears peeled for the low brass, because they have some wonderful low melodies throughout this. In French, it means a type of musical composition that's used as a vehicle for variation on a short progression. So again, movement number 1 would be chaconne from Gustav Holst's Suite in E-flat, and we'll talk more about him as we move forward. Enjoy.
I'll give you 3 and 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
Okay, now you can see why we need to take a break. So, hope you felt the 3-beat rhythm pattern in the low brass. Well, just in case you knew what otolaryngology was and you know what chaconne was, I have a third word for you, and that is called intermezzo. I know, we use it commonly at lunch. Hey, can you pass? No, we don't say that. Intermezzo is a short connecting instrumental movement in an opera or a musical work. It's a short piece musical for a solo instrumentation. So I don't have much more to say about intermezzo, but I promise I won't give you any more vocab words in my next talk. I hope you enjoy the second movement, intermezzo.
Good. I'll give you 2 measures. 1, 2, ready.
And our final movement of this piece is called March. And I know, we don't need a vocab on that one. We can handle all that one. So I have a tidbit for you concerning the composer. Gustav Holst, an English composer, late 1800s, early 1900s, best known for his work, The Planets. And if you've ever heard that before, the melodies in Jupiter in particular are outstanding. And I humbly confess that my daughter got married this summer and processed to the theme of Jupiter, so it has a special place in our heart. If you really love that piece, we're not playing it, sorry. But if you get the opportunity to hear The Planets, I highly recommend it. Holst, two suites, he has another one, were very pivotal back in the early 1900s, and it let the music people really see a transition that allowed for an ensemble to really evolve into a concert band. And you might have heard some of these fast pieces that were moving our fingers all over the place. Well, most of those were written for clarinets, and they were transcribed for our part, for our arrangement. But Gustav Holst really was pivotal in moving the music world forward, exploring the opportunities for percussion, woodwinds, and brass to play all together. So anyhow, third movement, Gustav Holst, the March.
I'll give you 2 measures. 1, 2, ready?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Marguerite Duane. I'm one of many of the family physicians in the group. I had the privilege of joining this group back in 2000 when I was an intern at Lancaster General Family Medicine Residency. Had a great time, moved to DC with my family, and then as soon as we came back, the first person I emailed was Jerry Rothacker to say, hey, could I rejoin you guys? So I'm thrilled to be back, and we are thrilled to next be playing a piece called Andante by a composer that you're probably familiar with, named Beethoven. Beethoven was a child's prodigy at his time, a piano virtuoso. Like Mozart, a contemporary, again, developed his skills at a very, very early age. Although he didn't necessarily train with Mozart, he did train with Haydn. And this is one of his pieces, very simply stated, Andante.
I'll give you 3, 2. Dynamics. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
Hello, everyone. My name's Kirby Strohmeyer. I'm a registered nurse, and I have a bachelor's of science in nursing. I work in the critical care unit at Lancaster General Hospital in the ICU. And I joined the group, almost 6 years ago now at this point? And I guess I was an operating room nurse at that point in time. And one of our ENT surgeons happened to be talking about his brass group, and one of my fellow nurses said, well, we have a nurse here in the OR that's new and plays French horn. And the rest of the story, I'm here now today. But for our next piece was composed by Henry Fillmore, who was born in 1881 in Cincinnati, Ohio. His family ran a music publishing house, but didn't appreciate his desire to perform music. So at the age of 24, he left home and joined the Lemon Brothers Circus Band. As his talents developed, he became a composer. In fact, he was quite prolific and composed over 250 compositions. His claim to fame for us, the Auscultation Brass, comes from his being the father of the trombone, the schmear, or glissando. We'd like to play one of his most famous novelty numbers, arranged by Andy Clark, and what else could it be but Lass's trombone?
Hello, I'm Tom Anderson. I'm a family doctor. Oops. Hi. Hello, I'm Tom Anderson. I'm a family doctor here in Lidditz Family Practice. I started with the group back in 1987, and when I had graduated from the residency program, and I just happened to have one of my mentors sitting in your office right here, Harold Moeller. And I've never forgotten that experience, what a great doctor he was. I still have patients mentioning to me what a terrific doctor he was and how they miss him. But I'm going to talk to you about 16 Tons tonight. And that's our next piece that we'll be playing for you. Written in 1947 by the country and western guitarist and songwriter Merle Travis, based on the experiences of his coal mining family. He said it's like working in the coal mines. You load 16 tons and what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. Merle also remembered something his father had once said about the practice of paying miners in scrip, credit vouchers, that could only be used at the company-owned general store. He told a neighbor, "I can't afford to die. I owe my soul to the general store." So anyhow, some of the many artists that covered this song include actually quite a number of artists here, so bear with me. Tennessee Ernie Ford, Elvis Presley, Eddie Arnold, Big Bill Bronzy, Eric Burden, Johnny Cash, Jimmy Dean, Charlie Daniels, Joe Cocker, The Platters, Leon Russell, Johnny Taylor, and the Weavers. So I just thought, I hope you enjoyed this piece. I just wish I had a little more tuba in it, but that's the way it is. Thanks for coming tonight.
Good job.
Two measures. A 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Thanks. Good evening. I'm Bill Roberts, and I retired from family medicine, from practicing family medicine about a year ago, last year. And so now, instead of practicing medicine, I practice my trumpet sometimes and practice being a grandfather, which is hard work. Sometimes I wish I was going back to medicine, but I also practice singing with the Heritage Chorale, and I see a couple of 3 Heritage Chorale singers back there checking out the acoustics here because we are doing a concert, a Christmas concert here on December 10th. So that's a plug for that. Maybe I'll see some of you here on that date. Our next piece was written in 1971 by John Lennon, who of course gained worldwide fame as the founder, co-songwriter, co-lead vocalist, and rhythm guitarist of the Beatles. Now, by the end of the 60s, Lennon had left the Beatles, but continued songwriting and was also well known as an anti-war activist through the 70s. In an interview shortly before his assassination in December of 1980, John Lennon shared that Dick Gregory had given him and his wife Yoko Ono a Christian prayer book which had inspired him to write the track Imagine in his album of the same name. He said, and I quote, "The concept of positive prayer, if you can imagine a world at peace with no denominations of religion, not without religion, but without this, my God is bigger than your God thing, then it can be true," unquote. So Imagine by John Lennon and arranged by Thomas Graff.
Well, hello, everyone. My name's Bill Lovett. I'm a family physician from the Reading area, but I just retired in July, so no longer practicing. It's my pleasure to introduce the next piece, which is called Simple Gifts. Now, Simple Gifts is the Quaker melody with the words that we all know: "'Tis a gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be free," which celebrates humility and freedom over power and possessions. Well, this melody was made well known in the composition Appalachian Spring, written by Aaron Copland. And the arranger for our piece is Yari Villanueva, and his arrangement is taken from the orchestral arrangement in Appalachian Spring. So if this sounds familiar, that may be why. Now, Yari Villanueva has done many arrangements for brass instruments and bands, and at some of our concerts, we played more than one of his arrangements during the same concert. This is the only one tonight, however. Yari Villanueva is now retired from the U.S. Air Force Band in Washington, D.C., where he was a trumpet player and was the arranger for the band. He's also a national expert on bugle calls, especially taps. He's played taps at thousands of funerals at Arlington National Cemetery. Well, I'm introducing this number tonight because I met Yari last year when he played the bugle solo in the song Nightfall in Camp with the Ringgold Band. Yari's an excellent musician and was modest and kind and graciously signed my part for this arrangement. So you can see that here. So now we'll play Simple Gifts for you. I'll give you 2 and 1.
Take it down. Take it down.
Hello there. My name is Michael Chambers, and I'm an oral and maxillofacial surgeon, which is basically known as an oral surgeon. And I'm the only dental-related person up here. So if you know any dentists that want to join the group, let us know. So I have a little bit of a different background than most of these guys in that I actually majored in music in college and went on to be a public school teacher for several years. That's a whole other story, or you'd be here for another 45 minutes. But after leaving the music field, I decided that I wanted to go into dentistry and then into oral surgery. And had not really played my trombone for about 13 years, and then moved to Lancaster. And Jerry and Bob over here found me at the hospital, just like Kirby, and roped me into playing in the group. And it's been great, because I didn't think I would ever go back to playing. The next piece we're going to play is entitled Scherzo, and it's by John Cheatham. And this piece is actually one that I had chosen for the group because by accident, my son had lost something behind some cabinetry in our house, and I found an old CD that was my senior recital from when I was in college. And I played in a brass quintet in college, and this was my piece that we played for my senior recital. And so I thought, this was a really fun one to play, so I'll just pull it out and we'll see if we can do this. And we've had a couple of grumblings from the tuba section, mostly Tom, but it's really been a very fun piece for us. And it's a very rhythmic piece. You'll notice you cannot tap your toe to this one because it changes quite a bit. And it has a very Western, almost Aaron Copland style to it in a modern 60s flair as well. So we hope you enjoy this arrangement of Scherzo.
Thank you very much. You have been a wonderful audience. Is this on? Yes? Okay. It's been a real pleasure to come back to Landis Homes. I hope our next invitation isn't 25 years from now, because I might be living here. It'd be easier to get here, that's for sure. And we're going to close. We have an encore, but we're going to close with a number, realizing that we haven't had a British composer. So we're going to close with the Earl of Oxford March by William Byrd. And I have to tell you, this is one of the very early pieces that we had in our repertoire, and we've been performing since 1985. We got together in the doctor's dining room and realized that enough of us had an interest in brass music that we decided to buy some music and start to practice together, and then we started to perform together, and then we got a name, the Auscultation Brass. And here we are, still enjoying the music and the companionship. I have to say, our rehearsals are Sunday evenings in Dr. Belcher's office, and there's about half playing and about half stories and griping and all the other stuff that goes on. So please enjoy this, the Earl of Oxford's March. Thank you very much, and we would like to close with a rendition of Irving Berlin's God Bless America. And this one was arranged by my brother, Ken. I told him I'd give him a shout out.
No repeats. Pretty good. 1, 2, ready.
Thank you. Thanks, Harold. Okay, good job, everyone. Really good job.
Thank you all for coming. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And I've known some of these doctors for quite a while, but others I haven't. But it's been a great evening. And if it goes 25 years till next time, I'll be 104. And hopefully I'll be singing in a choir in heaven. So again, many thanks for coming. I really, really, really enjoyed it. It's just a great evening. And we'll just make sure it doesn't go 25 years till we get you back again.
That's good. Thank you.
All right. So thank you all for coming. It was a good turnout of people. It just